Hi there, I'm Mark Rose. Welcome to Manor Farmhouse. I found out about property guardianship simply through looking at properties on Rightmove. Because I was looking at a temporary accommodation, Ad Hoc came up on numerous searches for me. And so what I particularly appreciated about being a property guardian is that it's a 28-day notice period. And I appreciate that can be detrimental to me. I have contingency plans in place just in case that were to happen. But the good thing is obviously that I'm looking for a property. If I do find one that's a particular bargain, I want to be in a position to go for that as quickly as possible. So when myself and Elizabeth first came here when we viewed it for the first time, Elizabeth said, "What on earth are you doing thinking about this, Dad?" Because we walked in and there have been some damp issues around the place, shall we say, but I can see through all of that because I'm a very keen DIY person. So one of the reasons for taking on this particular property that I'm in was that it was a bit of a project, and I wanted to keep my hand in, having retired a few years ago, wanted to keep my tools working and keep up my skills on the DIY side of things. And so this particular property was just perfect for me because this house was built in 1738. So it's almost 300 years old. And so it naturally creaks a little bit, but it has such a warm feeling to it. It's not necessarily that warm physically, because it is a big house. We're looking at 3,500 square feet. So it's an enormous house for that, what I think is such a fantastic value licence fee of £1,200, including bills. Intriguingly, the longest of the projects I've undertaken is this simple window. You'd think it was simple. A lot of the window was rotten, and all of the external glazing bars I had to replace one by one. So that meant taking out the old, then hardening the wood underneath for these internal parts, which are still in good condition, but then having to mastic on make a new bar for the outside, and then mastic it on, and then set it all, and eventually paint it all. But you also got to remember on the inside, it's all got to be scraped carefully, and it's quite fine, small bits of timber that you don't want to damage because this window is hundreds of years old. It took me 10 weeks. So when I have a project in mind, what I do is I briefly talk to Lauren from Ad Hoc about what I'm intending to do, but then I have to put together a document detailing precisely what I'm going to be doing and my methodology for it. And I also include in some health and safety aspects, obviously, because Ad Hoc want to make sure that I'm safe in what I'm doing. And you can have situations, for instance, I'm working on the biggest of the projects in this house at the moment, which is the stairwell, which is 42 square metres of gloss painted surface and another 40 square metres of emulsion paint that's required. It's going to take me 10 to 12 weeks to complete the project because of all the stripping. And so once Lauren received that, it goes on to her manager and then on to the actual owners of the building, the trustees, who will then seek to approve it or ask for any adjustments that they see fit to ask for. So. Now, all four of my children, when they've seen I have stripped off the paint from the wood, said I ought to leave it like this, but that just wouldn't work in my mind in a Georgian property. It looks fine in a Victorian, but this house is almost 300 years old and it should be pure brilliant white and then contrasting walls. Now, the second project I took on is what I call the north wing. So we have a bedroom, a bathroom, and the sort of small reading area or lounge area. There were water stains all the way down the ceiling. There was some damp. Again, the doorways came up okay. All the woodwork treated. Any damaged timber has been hardened, and then an enhanced performance filler used to make it look as it does now. Now, this house is actually south facing, so the sun starts over there, works its way around, and you have full sunshine on this garden all day long. So in the summertime, it's very hot. Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to show you around the fabulous Manor farmhouse.